As Washington debates policy, we continue our in-depth look at immigration. Our Lauren Ashburn is visiting a Mexico City shelter supported by Catholic Relief Services. The group is putting into action the Holy Father's call for empathy towards migrants and refugees. Lauren?
Wyatt, today we are in northern Mexico City. We are at Cafe Min, which is a shelter for people who are seeking asylum or refugee status here in Mexico. It is run by the Josephine Sisters and used to be a former convent. These sisters here have seen a lot and have helped many people who are victims of human trafficking. This is Sister Magdalena, or Magda. Every year, she and other Josephine sisters bring comfort to 2,000 to 3,000 migrants fleeing gang violence and poverty in Central America. Many have escaped human traffickers who hoped to sell them.
We didn't have anything to eat. We were robbed.
We have been asked to shield their identities.
I stood between them and my wife, and I told him he could not take my wife. And this kid stood next to me, and he said, "You can't take my mom away from me."
And relying on their faith in God to protect them.
We are learning that Jesus Christ is our Lord, and we are teaching our kids to trust that God fulfills His promises.
These brave boys and dozens of others fill their days coloring the apostles and playing made-up games with other children. Cafe Min, in partnership with Catholic Relief Services, only allows women, families, and unaccompanied children. They can stay for 3 months.
Hola, ¿y tu papá está aquí también o no? No.
These girls don't have fathers. One died of cancer. The others?
¿Lo mataron?
Killed by a Honduran gang. Parents are taught skills like cooking and how to master computers to help them get jobs in Mexico. Children attend school. What is the government of Mexico doing to keep people here?
Nada.
Sister Magda says the Mexican government tries to persuade people to go home. The shelter works with immigration lawyers in Mexico to help them gain asylum. Sean Callahan is Catholic Relief Services president. For 75 years, CRS has helped refugees in Mexico. There are 43 programs like this one.
In this particular center, they also try to integrate people into the local community and allow them to get jobs so that they don't have to migrate further to the border. About 2.5 years ago or so, the U.S. started to push down into Mexico a little bit more the intervention of the government and pushing the local governments, the Mexico government, Salvadorian, Guatemalan and Honduran governments, to try to intervene there so that the problem didn't come to the border. So a lot of that continues to occur down in this area of the world.
Is it working?
No, it's not working. As I talk to the sister in our programs in this area, more and more people seem to be coming now, and it really isn't dependent on our policies. It's dependent on the violence in the countries in which they're coming.
Despite water leaking inside and leftover earthquake debris outside, many tell me this is a piece of heaven on earth. Cafe Min receives support from the United Nations High Commissioner for Refugees, the Mexican government, the German embassy, and CRS, Catholic Relief Services, which is celebrating its 75th anniversary. But the majority of funding comes from private donations. Wyatt?
Lauren Ashburn reporting from Mexico City. We thank Lauren and our team who have been in Mexico the whole week. Lauren will be back next week with more stories. Be sure to follow her on Facebook and Twitter for even more videos and photos of her visit.